Peace and love, create. Oh gosh, I have to look at the camera. Sorry. Peace and love, creatives. In this video, it's a long one, so maybe just like get a cup of coffee, get a snack, get your sketchbook. Just, it's just like a super sit and chill video. But if you're looking to purchase anything from Five Below, as far as sketchbooks are concerned, that's what this video is for. That's who this video is for. But I made it nice and long because, I mean, you want to know the nitty gritty of these sketchbooks that you might be purchasing, right? So, strap in and let's get into it. Okay? Okay, you've been warned. Peace and love, creatives. I have a mountain of sketchbooks that I've acquired from Five Below. I discovered that Five Below had sketchbooks a couple of years ago, and I kind of got like intrigued as to, are any of them good? Are they better than Michaels has a similarly priced, I can't talk, sketchbook in their store, and I was wondering if it was better or different or like worth it, basically. So every sketchbook here is $5, and I'm gonna go down the line of the different kinds of sketchbooks that I acquired from Five Below since I was aware of, the sketchbooks. So the first one is this watercolor sketchbook, which definitely is not like, I wouldn't say you want to put a really good piece of watercolor art in this to play around and maybe put gouache, sure, but it definitely doesn't play like professional watercolor, which, I mean, it's $5, so I don't think you were expecting that, but it doesn't play like professional watercolor. And I didn't have this in any particular order, so the next one is actually a sketchbook that I haven't tried out yet. It is dirty, but it's kind of like a landscape type of layout, and it seems to be similar to their other paper. So I'm curious to try it out, but I got this to take with me when I do plein air, like when I go out around town and fill it up that way. Or even if I want to fill it up with like landscape types of things, like that's why I got this sketchbook, but I haven't used it yet. When I was looking around, I wasn't even shopping. When I was looking around in Five Below, I found this landscape style sketchbook plus this it kind of reminds me of like a journal size sketchbook, and the paper is white. This paper here is kind of like an off-white. This one is like a white, true white color, and you couldn't really tell in the store. But every sketchbook not every sketchbook, but most of the sketchbooks, if I show you, let me see. If I show you the binding right here, I don't know if you can see it, but here it shows that it's like a sewn, like a stitched kind of binding, you know what I mean? So it's not glued together. What that means basically is your pages are not going to fall out if it's bound like that, because they're just nice and secure. Unless you start ripping pages out, then it's not guaranteed. But the paper feels similar to their other sketchbooks. So I'm looking forward to seeing what I can throw at it. Probably everything, but like if you don't want wrinkled paper when you're doing watercolor and stuff like that, then I would steer clear from this. But I will keep you posted on these two because these are actually new. So I haven't used them yet. Now this sketchbook came with watercolors. Like it came with like those cheapy caked up watercolors, you know, the little circles, kind of like you would see Crayola have or whatever, but just a lot worse, to be honest with you. And I threw those out. They were just not good. You couldn't, it wasn't, no, just, it wasn't it. But it also, this also, I mean, if you look at it, it takes watercolor. It takes watercolor just fine. And it actually, I wasn't upset. Like I wasn't disappointed with the work that I did here, but I definitely didn't just use it for watercolor. I used it for just sketching, and I have a lot of sketches in here actually that I haven't colored in yet. So, but I definitely had fun with this, and I definitely threw a whole bunch of different mediums at this. I threw gouache, I threw alcohol markers, which is right here. Like that's one page I tried to cover up so I can do some art on this page, but it didn't. It's not happening. But that's one. Oh, can you see that? There's one side with some alcohol marker. This was watercolor. This was alcohol marker, and you see it goes right through, but it was just so fun to use, and the way it blended the marker was really fun. So I enjoyed using it for markers. Let's see. A lot of this is not colored in stuff. This is acrylic paints, which it took really nice too. I love the texture of this paper, actually. It's really nice. This is fun paper. I enjoyed this paper more than I thought I was going to enjoy this paper. But the watercolor that came with it was not it. But this paper itself, I had a blast using. I'm just not a fan of spiral sketchbooks, but I know a lot of you are, because you can kind of just like flip over and do your art like that. This is actually watercolor on the outside and alcohol marker on the inside. So, I mean, I threw a whole bunch of different medias at this, and it took it just fine. So, this was nice. This is actually, I bought this when I bought my other sketchbooks, and this one is a brand new one too. We'll get to that one last. This sketchbook, I have a hate relationship with it still. It's glued in. That's one of my like negatives about it. The pages, they don't stay in. So if you're looking for something that you want to take the pages out, then I recommend this book. This book was described as, hold on, I have the a watercolor sketchbook, and no, just no, no. But this is a watercolor piece that I just did, and it just, the paint just stood on top. It's not for watercolor, not even for playing around. If you're gonna get something like this, I probably would recommend this book before I recommend this. I did not like this book. I did have a friend of the channel ask me to maybe try alcohol markers on this, and it probably will take it well, but I still am very salty with this sketchbook, so I haven't touched it since I did a review on this sketchbook. And then now this is my favorite sketchbook that that Five Below makes. This one is my favorite so far. Like I said, I haven't tried those other two, so I can't say for certain, but this is a soft touch. There's 96 pages. It's bounded in, so it's sewn in, so you're not going to lose any pages in this. The texture of the paper is just like, it feels really nice. It just feels so nice, and I'll show you some artwork on it so that you can see the capabilities of this paper. So here here I have watercolor and then pencil on top. And then this here is marker. Is it marker? I don't even know. Oh, this is these are watercolor markers, but it is marker, but they're watercolor markers, so they won't seep through. This is with this was with liner. This was me testing some stuff out. This is gouache here. This has this black on the background is actually India ink, and then on top of it is colored pencil. This is also ink, and then I did pencil on top of that too. This is more ink and then more watercolor pens, and there's the back of it, and I don't know if you can see the texture that it leaves because of the kind of paper that it is. And then this one is the watercolor markers with pencil again. And this is watercolor. I'm gonna move to, this one is marker with colored pencil. And I just love the way the marker goes down on this paper. It's just, it seeps right through, it really does. But the way you get your blend in this paper is just so much fun. I love it. I really do love this paper. So I have this sketchbook filled. This one, hold on. This one is gouache. I did this with gouache. This one I did the background with watercolor, and then this is alcohol marker. As you can see the alcohol marker right through the page. So that was nice. That's nice that you can do that. This is just all watercolor and then liner or alcohol ink. This is watercolor again. This is gouache with colored pencil. And I don't know if you can see the texture of the paper, but you definitely get wrinkled paper with this book, but I don't hate it. I don't hate it. This is how pencil looks on this paper, and it's just I love this paper for sketching ideas and for just putting some pen to paper, pencil to paper. It just took everything so nice. I love it. I love it. This one is my favorite sketchbook. So yeah, I have this sketchbook I filled up, and then I have this sketchbook that I believe I filled it up. Let's see. No, I have a couple more pages on this sketchbook. Let's see. I took this with me on a trip, and I did this with alcohol marker and gel pen. Yes, puppy. And then this is alcohol marker 2. And then these are just some sketches that I did. This is actually leftover jet black gouache on the background, and then just some gold paint on the foreground. And I did that because I didn't want to waste the what I had. So yeah, this is more alcohol marker. This is watercolor and gold gel pen. I am enjoying this. This is how it ends up looking once you kind of like fill your pages. And yeah, it's been a blast. It's been a blast to use this paper. I'm hoping that because these pages feel similar to, actually no, they don't. You know what? I've shown you the sketchbooks, all the sketchbooks that I've purchased from Five Below. I have a whole bunch of art supplies already out anyway. So let's take this sketchbook and this sketchbook, and let's just try it out. Let's check it out. Let's see what it's all about. All right, so first I'm gonna do this. Let's see if it is flat, because that's another thing. I mean, flat enough. All right, so real quick, let's see, this is a, yeah, so there's ghosting, but it didn't leak through, which is nice. This, I honestly, I don't know if I would ever use it, but let's just go a little bit crazy, because I do use fountain pen ink on these, so we'll give that a whirl. Ooh, that's a totally different color, huh? Huh. Okay. So these are the Pitt Artist Dual Marker Leaf Green Faber-Castell. Once dried, they are permanent. So let's see. Just gonna see, because it's kind of weird how the pens, I think it's because of the way I have them stored. I have them like this, and they should be stored laying down. So that's my bad. It is what it is. Okay. Nothing seeped through. And then just gonna do okay, so there's a little bit of pilling with this, but it's to be expected with this kind of paper. I know that was gonna happen, but there's no seep through. And then let's, oh, well, I guess we know exactly what that is. Let's put, two L's, right? Faber-Castell? Yeah. And then acrylic. And then, ooh, that one didn't want to be used. Okay, let's do this one and see what we got. What I'm doing here is I'm just trying to pass the pencil so I'm gonna say like 5 passes until you have to press down. I like the, this is a Woomer colored pencil. They sent this to me a while back, and that's what I'm using here. But if you look, ooh, that was still wet. If you look, it kind of like completely, if you press, like if you're gonna do the burnishing, it's going to cover all the white of the paper, or the off-white of the paper, because this paper is off-white. It's not white. So that's nice. All right, let's get some alcohol markers and try that. Okay, so I have my, like, I take these alcohol markers with me because they're nice and skinny, and they were like super cheap. I think I paid 12 bucks for them. I found them in, of all places, Burlington Coat Factory, which was crazy, but I'm going to use, let's do more like these two. And let's get a protective sheet. Yeah, okay. Oh, actually, I'm going to keep this here because it's kind of the same size. And if I want to protect the next sheet, that's one thing. Like with these sketchbooks, unless you're doing like pencil, or not even, honestly, I don't recommend using the other side of the, you know, the back of the sheet, the paper. But I mean, if you want to, there's nothing stopping you, and you can always put like a layer of like acrylic paint or gesso and just color or paint over it like that. But you're gonna have wrinkled paper, I'm sure of it. So there's that. I'm gonna, oh my gosh, there's just something so satisfying about this paper with alcohol markers. Okay, it's definitely similar to the paper on the sketchbook that I really like. But if you can see already, the blending that you can do with this paper is just, it's great. It's great. It's going to seep right through. It's going to seep right through. So you want to be careful with your blending if you're going to use alcohol markers, which also means that if you're going to do, like, let's say you're going to color in a circle, I'm going to put a circle around here. I just want you to see that if you're going to color in something with these markers on paper like this, I want you to be careful with the bleed through that you might get. Oh, this is really thin paper. But I want you to be careful with the bleed through you might get with this kind of paper. So if you're going to color something in, I say don't go all the way to the edge of the line, or do your line work after you do the coloring in, because it's going to be a little bit questionable. Now, I'm going to whip out my watercolors because I want to see, I need a paintbrush. I want to see if it's gonna handle watercolor at all. You know what I mean? You're definitely gonna have to either get like some clips for your page to keep it down and straight. But I definitely wouldn't just start making any art without clipping down my paper first. Okay, so this is blending in really nice. And then let's see if, while the paper is still a little bit moist, if we can kind of like soften this harsh line a little bit. So you can kind of like soften your line, but that also depends on your watercolor that you're using. If you're using watercolor that is dye-based, the chances of you being able to pick up some of the paint that's already down is like, it's not happening. And if it does come up a little bit, it's not going to come up entirely. It's going to leave like a really a ghost. It's going to ghost. So we'll let that dry. We'll come back to it. Okay, so I have my Karen Dash. These are the Neocolor 2 Aquarelle by Karen Dash. So what that means is that I will be able to lift this up with water if I want to. I can also just go over it like so and kind of use them like pastels as well. But they do have the Neo Color ones that do that. So if you just want to use them kind of like pastels, like regular crayons, I'd say go for the Neo ones. But these, you get the best of both of them, because you can either use them like pastels or you can dilute them. And the best part about these is you kind of like can really get them to a point where you don't even see where you left your mark. But on this paper you can kind of. So I would just be careful with that. So if I was to make a piece of art just to showcase these colors, I didn't wet my paintbrush again. I just let it be from where it was when I cleaned it off a second ago. So some trees, some happy little trees. Yeah, I think this is fine. I think this paper is gonna work really good for what I want it for. I have thrown not every media that I use, but I think that if I use gouache on this, it's going to behave the same as acrylic and watercolor. You know, it'll work in the realm of that. So I think we're gonna be fine with that. I do have watercolor somewhere, gouache, but I don't think it's necessary for me to showcase that. But I would like to point out that the amount of water that I put definitely got the paper looking kind of weird. We're gonna put this to the side. I'm going to try the other sketchbook and then I'll wrap it up. Okay, so here is the other sketchbook. This one, I'm curious about this sketchbook. Let's open it up to the middle. Can we get it to lay flat? The answer is pretty much. All right. I don't want to just do a random stuff. So I'm gonna put something here that I can color in and not look at it like, oh, it's just another swatch page kind of thing. And we'll go from there. Okay. And then I'll just put this color in here. I'm going to take this paper just for the alcohol markers. I'll do that right now so that I'm not like, let's get let's try that fine liner too, why not? Okay, let's get some green. Let's get some green going on over here. Okay, so let's see, we're gonna make some grass. That's like what I like about this kind of sketchbook. They're sketch pages and it's still exactly the same feel. So that's a good thing, that you can go over the color that you previously put down, and you are definitely going to get some serious, wonderful blending, which is good. So I'm doing that here. Actually, you know what I want to do? I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna kind of like do a little bit of shadow. See how that goes on this. If I like it, if I don't. And these are cheapy galeepy alcohol markers. So if you have better alcohol markers than this, you're definitely going to be in a better position. But to be honest with you, I mean, alcohol markers are alcohol markers for the most part. You get the more expensive ones. What you are paying for is the possibility, maybe, depending on what markers you buy, the possibility of being able to refill them. So there's that. Okay, so I like that. So I'm gonna blend that a little bit more. I'm gonna put that in there. Okay, love it. Definitely seeps through. Good. It's what we want to see, right? Because that's what we're testing. So let's now I'm purposefully going to leave some of the crayon on the bottom part of the stalk, I'm sorry, of the mushroom. Okay, let's put a little shadow. Why not? Okay, I like that. I like the marker. Let's take some color pencil. These are the Prismacolor very thin. I'm not crazy about these, to be honest with you, but let's see. No, I just talk about a bad purchase. You know what I mean? Like, definitely was not a fan of that purchase. I need this color, but I wish it was pointier. Let me just sharpen it really quick. Okay, and I'm just gonna outline some of it, not all of it. A little bit of shading. I have a green. Okay, yeah, I like this. I like it a lot. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist pen, and I'm just going to do like an oval around, maybe like a little egg shape kind of thing. Kind of want it lighter, and yeah, this one is gonna give it to me lighter. So it's gonna be painful to color it in, but I'm gonna color it in with this side. And then I'm gonna take, actually I kind of like the way it looks. I'm gonna do it down here too. I was gonna flip it over, but when you like it, you like it. All right, so I'm just gonna do a little circle here, and I'm gonna take the green one and I'm gonna do a little circle right beside it on top of each other. And that's just gonna test the durability of the paper. It's definitely lifting. It didn't go through though. It went through with the ink, but we knew that was gonna happen. Okay, so now we'll take some watercolor, do a quick little demonstration of that down here. And these are QOR watercolors, so these are a little bit more higher end, well, a lot more higher end watercolors. So I mean, if the high end watercolor is going to work, then the cheapy galeepy is going to work too on this paper. Let's just be honest with you. The results are going to vary, of course, but besides that, it'll be fine. It will be fine. Let's just get this a little bit darker. Add a little bit of water, get this, and what I'm gonna do is that'll be my base, actually, because I did already with the pencil, so I don't really need that. I will go over and do the weirdest mushroom you ever did see, and we're gonna do it in acrylic, because why not? And like I said, acrylic paint is gonna go great on this kind of paper, but if you're gonna blend or try to do if you're gonna blend, it's just gonna be a little bit, it's gonna be more difficult. So I say just be careful with that if you're gonna do any kind of blending. Just waiting for the ink to dry, so I was just trying to do other things. And then we'll put some grass. And so we have I'd like to go a little bit further, like with the color for the Karen crayons. So I think I just wanted to see the, like if I went heavy. Oh, this one's gonna be dark. Let's do this crazy color. We're just gonna be funky with it. I want to go heavy with it again. I'm not gonna press down too hard. I don't want to mess up my crayon because I don't like broken crayons. I just went over. That's okay. Okay, that's more than good enough. Okay, I'm gonna put a little too much water. You know what? I will add the white later because I don't want to be all like technical. This is not like an art piece. We're just checking the paper. So let's not and say we did. I like that. I like the, and that's what I liked from my favorite ones. I like the texture that I get from this. So these are fun sketchbooks. They're fun. They're $5. You know what I mean? So they're not precious. You can throw a whole bunch of different supplies at it, and for the most part, they're gonna handle them pretty daggone well. You know what I mean? I'm gonna put just some pencil over. Where's that pink? Kind of want to make it like glowy. So I'm gonna. This is not the glowy that I thought it was gonna be. I have like another pink that's like ooh, in your face pink. Let's see. Let's try this one. I'm gonna do this. This is for science. It's for science. Zero judging on the art being made. Yeah, no, definitely not the pink I was looking for, but I just I'm having fun at this point. Just want to burnish and see where I can go with the red and the pink. And if you guys are like curious about any of the art supplies that I'm using in the in this video, I will put them in the description. If I forget to do so, just leave a comment and I will put it up. Okay. All right. So now, because I want to, I'm going to use this liner. See how that goes on here. And this is a Uni pin fine line. And it's kind of like a brush tip at the end. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a flexible brush tip at the end. It's very fine, as the name states. And okay, so we've thrown watercolor, we've thrown crayons, we've thrown marker, we've thrown acrylic pens, we've thrown everything at it. The only thing that seeps through is the alcohol markers, which we knew, but also if you look, I don't know if you can see the wrinkleness of the page, which we knew, or I told you, so you were warned. All right, so here we go. Here is, oh well, I guess I shouldn't, no, I think everything is dry, but here's the first sketchbook. Very thin paper, super thin. So if you're gonna put watercolor on it, that's how your page is gonna look. But I say once you have it closed for a little bit and maybe stack some papers on books on it or whatever, it'll go back to normal. It's definitely thinner than the paper in this sketchbook. It's thinner than the paper in this sketchbook, absolutely, and it's also thinner than the paper, and it's just different kind of paper. This kind of like has like a texture to it. It's really nice, but it has a texture to it. All these papers are definitely a little bit different. They seemed like they were similar when I looked at them, but they're definitely not. They're different. And I like them. I like them. They have their strong points. So this is definitely the thinnest of them all, and this would probably be really good for like to be honest with you, to do like some graphite sketches. So I just want to see how well. Yeah, I think so. I don't know what size this, oh, 2B. This is a 2B. So it's not as soft as a 4B. So if you used a 4B, it'd probably be even better on this paper. Let's see. I think I have a 4B here. No, I don't. Okay. Oh, but I do have, what is this? Water soluble graphite. I think it's blendable. Is it blendable? That one is a little bit blendable, but you can add water to it as well, so it gets really dark. But I don't know. I think this paper is super fun to use. If you don't like thin paper, then this is definitely not the paper for you. When I first started with doing art in sketchbooks, I definitely liked a very much thicker sheet of paper. But since I've been playing with all different kinds of papers in my journey, I've learned to find the love in thin paper as well as thick paper, and to enjoy it all, to be honest with you. So I guess that's like another positive that you can take out of it, right? So at the end of the day, I probably would really enjoy this one, but honest, this is the size difference. Hold on. Oh, does it say it? Okay, this is 10 by 8. 10 inches by 8 inches and 25 centimeter, 25.4 centimeters by 20.32 centimeters. This is a little bit smaller than this book. My only concern, honestly, with this book is that this is going to, the seams are going to get worn after opening and closing them for so much. And yeah, that's my only concern with this. I don't really care for the cover. If I had to choose, me personally, between this sketchbook and this one, I would always pick this one. But this one seems like a fun, smaller option for people if they want to take it on the go. I don't know if that's still too big for some people, but there's that. So we have 1, 2, 3. Like I said, this one states that it's for watercolor. I don't recommend watercolor, but it does hold acrylic very well. So if you're looking to maybe do acrylic in this, and possibly you want to eventually take the pages out and maybe frame them, this sketchbook, it might be for you. I am not here to tell you which one to get. I'm here and making these videos to let you know what's available and what you can put on these if you want to get them. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to tell you what to get. I'm just going to let you know what's what, so that if you are looking into getting a sketchbook from Five Below, you know your options and you don't have to go in blindly. I don't want you going in blind. So like I said, this one had a watercolor kit kind of thing with the, you know, the cheap plastic paintbrush and all that good stuff. Right next to it, it was in like a little plastic sealed thing. And I don't recommend the watercolors. Actually, these are the watercolors here that it came with. Super chalk. Oh my God. Do you see that? Oh my God. Yeah, I don't recommend the watercolors, but if you get it just for this book, I will try to link the video that I did talking about this specific sketchbook. But you got the gouache, you got the watercolor, you got marker, and it took it like a champ. It took it like a champ. So I recommend this. I like this sketchbook. My only issue with it was the spiral, and you know, towards the end of it, because of how bulky it's been getting, opening it and closing it is a little bit of an issue. This one is kind of like a love-hate. I filled it because I wanted to finish it because I purchased it, and I didn't hate it like I do that other one. But I just don't like the way it took watercolor. Let's see. What is that? Oh, these are Creative Color pencils. These are colored pencils. It took colored pencils really nice. It gave this effect with markers that I really enjoyed. I did a video with that, and I liked it. Here's another attempt with watercolor. I don't like the way it was sitting on it, but you definitely can use fine liners with it. Here is some pencil and alcohol marker. There's some ink right there. This was, I want to say this was gouache. Yeah, this was gouache, and it definitely was nicer and more fun with gouache to do some art with. This is more gouache. I liked, yeah, Da Vinci gouache. I liked it. This was done with watercolor better, but I don't know, just the way the stuff was sitting on there, I just wasn't crazy about it. This is like a mixed media kind of thing. So I had fun with this, but Yeah, this is how it took my Poscas. I think I did Poscas with this. I'm not sure if I used Poscas, but it seems like I did just because of all the pilling that I have on this paper. Yeah, more watercolor. This was watercolor that I kind of like, just was like throwing a whole bunch of different colors on there. I just wanted to see how it sat. And it sat okay. It just like, it sits on top of the paper. It doesn't seep in. That's my issue with it. So, you know, this is more Posca, and I want to say watercolor and acrylic. Watercolor and acrylic. Yeah, so I mean, I had fun with it. I almost finished the entire book. So fun, very fun. Do I recommend? Is this my first one to recommend? No, for many reasons. Number one, the layout of this, like the way you have to hold it like this, it's just, I don't know. You can flip it over though and hold it like that, and you know, do the art like this, but this is just not my the format is not my favorite on this book. So there's that. Well, I hope I didn't close it. I thought I closed it, but I didn't. Okay. I hope that this was like super informative and I didn't take too much of your time. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments. I am very active in the comments. I like whatever you want to say, throw it in the comments. If you have a question, I will, if I know the answer, I will let you know the answer. If I don't know the answer, I will tell you I have no clue. Okay? Again, I hope you have a wonderful day, evening, morning, whenever you're watching this, and I will talk to you in the next one. Peace and love.